Good morning everyone, this is Born in Batanes once again at samahan niyo po ako sa isa na namang episode ng pagluluto. Today we are going to make star bread or putok in the Philippines. First, we activate our yeast in a mixture of water and milk. So we warm up the water and milk, put our yeast and a little bit of sugar inside to activate our yeast. And then we are going to mix our dry ingredients, the bread flour, the milk powder, the sugar, and salt, all together in one bowl. In my case, in a big pot. So one tip is whenever I'm making a bread, I use a bread flour because it's better in texture, it's soft. And you can use plain flour, all-purpose flour, but you will not have the same result as I have, because bread flour is specially made for making bread. But of course, you can always use your preference. If you prefer the all-purpose flour or bread flour or plain flour. In the end, it's the person who is eating the bread. So you can choose whichever you like best. And so we mix our dry ingredients and now we put our softened butter together with our wet ingredients, and then we will mix it to our dry ingredients. Sorry for the feet walking around. These are the two kids playing. So as usual, the recipe will be written on the description box below if you want to try and make it. I love this bread. It's easy to make, it's delicious, and it brings you back home, It feels like home, having star bread away from home. So that's it. We pour the wet ingredients in the bowl with our dry ingredients, and we start to mix and knead. That's our egg. The other one I throw away because it's bad. So you see, it helps to break your egg in a separate bowl every time. So we mixed it just like that, and then we put it in our countertop and start kneading. Mixed it all together. So whenever you are kneading, you're not pushing down, you're pushing it away. Push away. So in that process, you will get the result faster. So we want it a bit smooth and elastic. Push away. As you can see, I'm pushing it away using the heel of my hand, the heel of my palm. And it doesn't really take long. So for me, it's I think around 5 minutes, depending on how you knead your dough. But once you get the smooth texture and you feel it's a bit elastic, and when you poke it like that, you see it's coming back, it will spring back, then you will know your dough is ready. So we put it in oiled bowl and let it rise for an hour. So this bread dough doesn't really rise like the white loaf bread that I'm making. Because it's supposed to be like that. The texture should be a bit dense and not fluffy. Okay, so after an hour, we let it rest for an hour. Now we portion it. So I always eyeball, but you can weigh your bread dough if you want it to be, a bit. If you want it to be equal in sizes. What I do is I portion it, and then I lift every piece to see which one is heavier, which one is lighter, and then I add a little bit more and this and that, and then it doesn't really matter because I am the one eating it. So if one piece is bigger than the other, it's okay. But if you're using it for business, of course, you want to weigh your bread dough so it's uniform. And so what I did is I take a piece, I roll it in a bowl, and then just do a circular motion on the countertop, and then you'll get the same result as that. Or if you're not confident on doing that, you can just roll it by your hand and then pinch the edge to seal so it doesn't open up when you bake it afterwards. But it just takes a little bit of practice, and then you're good to go. And we are on the last piece. So we roll it like that, and afterwards, after you roll everything in a bowl, we let it rest for about 10 minutes. For me, I did rest it for 10 minutes, but because the house is a bit warm, it's summertime, it rise a little bit more than it should. So if you feel that it's really hot in the house or in the kitchen, you may want to let it rest for about 5 minutes, and then you will get the perfect texture of the star bread, because it's not supposed to be fluffy. But if you want it fluffy, of course, you may do as you wish. And then after 10 minutes, I snip the top with scissor. And for the egg wash, it's a mixture of milk and just egg. You beat it a little bit, and then I use a mini brush to brush it on top of my star bread. But you can skip this process if you don't want to, but it makes it beautiful, because then it will be golden brown a little bit on top. And so after I brush with egg wash, I sprinkled it with sugar, a little bit of brown sugar. After that, I bake it in a preheated oven. Always preheat your oven at 200 degrees Celsius for about 20 to 25 minutes, or until the top is golden brown. So just wait a little bit more and our star bread is ready. It smells amazing, I promise you. So I urge you to try and make it, because it's really easy and you will have your star bread in no time. So that's it. Thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you once again next time on my next video. Thank you. God bless. Bye-bye.